Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dominic with 9 to 5 Tactical, and today we will be reviewing the Surefire X300 Turbo. To start this video off, we'll do a quick rundown of the specs. The X300T has an output of 650 lumens, a Candela of 66,000, and a runtime of about 1.5 hours. Made up of aluminum with a hard anodized finish, weighs about 4 ounces and a length of 3.76 inches. Has a bezel diameter of 1.125 inches, takes 123A lithium batteries, switches are ambidextrous push and pull toggle, and it's also water resistant up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. And as for the price, the X300 Turbo goes for about $369.
I would like to say it's fucking cold. What do you think?
Yeah,
how cold? How old do you think it is?
Oh my god, it's actually getting worse.
Well, just use your irons like everyone says to.
Oh wait, oh no, the irons are down enough.
Me? Yeah. It doesn't actually 25, so I did it around 22.
Okay,
give me your price. Some unreliable gun.
I'll take the hand warmer back right now.
What are you talking about?
Dude, I'm fucking reaching there myself. As for fitment, both the A model and the B model X300T have wedges on the back, a universal one for any polymer frames and the P for Picatinny for any metal frames. As mentioned earlier, we have both models. Model A, which uses these polymer levers to slide over the rail to hold retention, while we have Model B, which uses a more traditional screw to hold retention. Starting with the pros of the A, the one nice thing about this, if you do swap lights often, you don't have to use a tool to swap it on and off like the B model. And also it is probably the more secure method, as you don't have to worry about a screw backing out on you under recoil over time. I'd say one con with this though is if you want to swap out the wedge here, you do have to take off 6 bolts compared to the B model, which you only have to unscrew the retention screw, take off one slide rail, and then pop off the wedge and put it back on. Moving on to the B model, we have a retention screw. The nice thing about this retention screw is that you can kind of adjust to any firearm you want, but the one drawback of that is because there's a screw over time under recoil through vibrations and movement, the screw may back out on you over time, or from what I've seen online, the bolt can snap on you. And one last con, because it's a bolt, you will have to use a tool swapping it on and off. So if you're gonna get a B model, that'd probably be good for people who are gonna keep light on a single gun. Well, if you are swapping guns a lot, the A model probably works best for you. Moving into the holster setup, something you should take into consideration when you're looking for any weapon light is the holster compatibility. Luckily, the X300 Turbo is the same dimension as any existing X300 models, so if you have a holster that already fits the X300, there's no reason to swap out. You can just put it on and then you're ready to go. For me, I run the QVO Wingman for inside the waistband carry, which is nice because it supports the X300. Additionally, we did a review on the QVO holster, so go out and check that out. Roger also provided us a discount code to provide to our viewers, so use this code 9to510 and save yourself some money. Some things to consider when you're choosing a light is the Candela, Lumens, and Lux. Just a disclaimer, the review is on the light itself, not light in general, so we're just going to do a quick smooth burn explanation of each. Candela is the intensity of light thrown in a specific direction, also known as a throw. Lumens refers to the total amount of light emitted from a single light source, also known as the flood. And lux is the amount of light projected on a surface from a given distance, also known as the hotspot. What the turbo is really known for is at 66,000 Candela,
But it only has 650 lumens.
well, more lumens doesn't always equal more better, and here's why. Because of the high Candela, the amount of lux you're getting at distance is extremely high, allowing you to see and identify easier. Most common things I've read in forums that the light is only made for long distances and not great for CQB, as flood is more important, and I don't necessarily agree with that. It can do more than just throw light further. Because of the higher Candela, it allows it to break through photonic barriers. Example, if you're trying to identify someone through car headlights or someone is trying to shine a light at you, the X300 turbo will break through their beam, blinding them and allowing you to PID. The high Candela also helps with breaking through tinted windows as well. Moving into aftermarket support, there really wasn't that much I was able to find. One thing I was able to find, it was the Emissary Development Paddle Shifter V2, which, as you can see here, has an extended switch which allows you to reach it just a lot further than the OEM switch here on the other side. You can choose the hand orientation and the color. Because of the extended lever here, due to that, it is no longer ambidextrous, so it really is important here to choose your hand orientation. The OEM switches were really hard for me to reach, so this is something I would consider for people who don't have large hands. If you'd like to see a full video on the Emissary Development 2 switches, let us know in the comments below. Now this is a bit of a controversial question. What is better, a handheld or a weapon light? In my opinion, I think both are great to have, and it really just depends on your application. If you're in a non-hostile environment and you just want to get a better look at something or a PID without a confirmed threat, it'd be better to use a handheld. Also, just looking for something in the dark, you don't want to make yourself a felon by drawing your firearm without proper justification. As for the weapon light, it'd be better if you're in a potential threat environment and you already assessed your life may be in danger. With both hands on the firearm, it should allow you to be quicker and more accurate while defending yourself, opposed to having one hand on the gun and one hand on the light. With us already being on the topic of weapon light versus handheld light, that brings us to our personal experience. Now, us being civilians, if we were in a public environment, we'd probably gravitate towards handheld lights. We kind of want to scan the area with our light, identify if there's a threat or not, and then after we get proper PID, then we can draw our firearm. Now, as a civilian, where would a weapon light come into play? Let's say it's late at night, you're at your house, you know, you're about ready to go to bed, tuck the kids in, whatever. Then you hear a bump or you hear something in your garage, you know, and then you're like, that's not supposed to happen, or that doesn't sound right. So in this case, private setting, nobody else is around, you're there to defend your family. With that, you can use a weapon light, scan the area, get proper identification, and then hopefully you don't have to, but engage the suspect. Now, as for my experience with the light itself, I felt I was able to benefit from the extremely high Candela. I'm able to see targets at distance and outshine any adverse light. The low flood was something that didn't bother me, as I was able to still be able to see other targets at the range. For my use case and house setting, I'm still able to illuminate the entire room despite the low lumens. Another nice thing about the X300 is the weight. Now, being attached to the end of the gun here, weighing an additional 4 ounces will help with reducing muzzle flip while under fire. Now, the light isn't perfect. Some cons to mention are the switch sizes. The switch is a bit small and hard to reach. I found myself having to break grip to hit it for toggle, and also the push mode is basically unusable for me unless I just shoot with one hand. My support hand, I'm not able to reach for the push function without breaking grip. Now, luckily, the Emissary Development switches actually solved the toggle issue, but the push issue still remains. As for our final thoughts, I think the light is great and has many potential use cases. At the end of the day, it really does come down to cost, preferences, and your use case. Now, I do think the price is a bit steep, but I do really believe for the amount of light it produces and the quality and durability of it, you are really getting what you pay for. If you decide to get a weapon light for your EDC, don't treat it as just extra weight. Make sure you train on how to activate and deactivate it. So get out there and get good. That concludes our video. If you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification to stay up to date on our content. Also, let us know in the comments on what other products you'd like to see us review in the future. And with that, we will see you in the next one. Why did I do that? The P wedge for Picatinny. Like some psychological warfare in my fucking brain. 9 to 5 tack. Is 9 to 5 tack? 10. 9 to 5 10. You're getting. Oh shit! I made it. I don't necessarily agree with that. No, it can do more than just throw.